I've just been struggling to keep my head above water. In better news, I have a new online small critique group. Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to the Done Created. Not that channel. That's not the channel you're watching. Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to my channel. So if you're a subscriber, you may have been wondering, where the heck did she go? My last video I posted somewhere around January 4th, 5th, or 6th, somewhere in there, and I completely fell off the surface of the earth since then. At least on this channel, not on my other channel. I've been pretty good over there, but if you watched my last video about my 2020 goals, or kind of more my winter goals of 2020, I kind of mentioned that I decided sort of last minute at the end of December, early January, that I was just gonna not participate in JanoRimo. For those of you who don't know what JanoRimo is, it is hosted by, it used to be Evie Driver and Jenna Streety. I'm not sure if they're both still hosting it or not, because again, I didn't participate this year. I decided last minute to take some much needed time just to regroup, hang out with my family, get my house organized, and all that jazz. Again, if you watched my other video, you would have heard that already, and it's old news to you. Well, here's an update. It is now February 1st of 2020, and I have done almost nothing. And it's not for lack of trying or not wanting to do anything. We have been in this house, my family, we have been sick pretty much since I hit stop on that video. I have just been going through it. It's like you go ahead and tell everyone your plans and the universe laughs in your face. Is kind of how I felt most of January, which is funny because January to me has lasted for 4 months. I don't know if you guys experienced January to be so long, and I'm ready for February. I'm ready for some change and some things to get done. So just to recap a little bit about what I had planned to do for January, I wanted to start doing that KonMari method again with the life-changing magic of tidying up to get my house in order, because when my house and my work environment are in order, I feel like I'm in order, but they have been pretty chaotic. With everybody in my house being sick, it's just that had to take a back seat, a back burner, and I've just been struggling to keep my head above water. So I'm pretty much in the exact same boat I was on January 3rd, I think it was, when I filmed that last video. Not much has gotten done. I have gotten a little bit done around my house, so I will pat myself on the back for getting a little bit done. But the writing has been pretty much at a standstill, which I expected because I was taking January off. On a lighter note, and in better news, I have a new online small critique group or writing group, whatever you want to call it. It's funny because, as those of you who have been watching this channel for a while know, I'm part of a now 7-member local critique or writing group where we meet every 2 weeks on Sunday to submit a chapter, and then we go through and critique each person's chapter. There's usually about 3 or 4, sometimes 5 of us submitting every 2 weeks, so we usually get about a half hour each to really flesh out what we think the person can change or what was really working in the work, whatever. And that's been really helpful, and I've been very grateful for all the feedback I've been getting with that. But because I've gotten all this great feedback and I'm ready to run my book 1 back through another draft, which would be the 3rd draft at this point, where I'm going to start implementing a lot of the changes that I liked that they had suggested for me to make, scenes that I want to add, some subplots or storylines that I know now that I kind of want to cut or kind of repurpose into something slightly different, because the outcome and what happens because of this storyline will remain the same, but the way that it happens will be different. So I know I'm confusing you because I'm not divulging any information about what my story is really about or what's going on in it. Guess you'll just have to wait to figure out what that is. I had planned as of February 1st to pick up that second book that I started writing for Nano, because my 2 works in progress are books 1 and 2 from a young adult paranormal trilogy that I've been writing since sometime in 2018 and plannings basically since 2015, and started as a Sims 2 series back in 2005. So yeah, it's been a while that these books and characters have been with me. Though the storyline is a far cry from what it started as, the core of who these characters are, I think, is still similar in at least a pretty big way. Not making any sense. I feel like such a spaz right now, just word vomiting to the camera, but I did lose my voice or have a very raspy voice for a very long time. So I am happy that I can at least talk without coughing or hacking. My plan was to jump into book 2 of my trilogy and finish writing that. I want to say I'm still only about 52,000 words into that. I want to aim for about 80,000 words all said and done, but I'm not even to the midway point in that book, so I know I have some rewriting to do. And one of the storyline kind of subplot things that I'm changing in book 1 is really affecting book 2, so I can't move forward with book 2 until I explore cutting this piece out and repurposing it into something else. There's actually 2 things that I'm kind of changing or tweaking a little bit. So before I can finish writing book 2 like I had planned this first quarter of 2020, I'm going to have to put that one aside and just run book 1 back through my now new critique group. But to do that, I need to make a lot of little changes to this third draft. So that's what I'm going to be doing in February and maybe even into March, is just running my book 1 of the trilogy back through a third draft where I'm implementing those critique group changes that I received from my local critique group to now run this story through my group of 4. So I'm one of 4, so 3 other people will be looking at my book 1 again with fresh eyes, with the changes I'm hoping to implement. And hopefully I can get some good feedback on that, and hopefully I'm on the right track with some of these subplots and storylines, whereas before I kind of missed the mark, or it just wasn't making sense, or maybe it was confusing in a way, or just, in my opinion, a little over the top, because there's already so much going on in these books. Some of these subplots need to be pared down just because it's almost just too much, and that's probably why I had to turn this duology into a trilogy in the first place, because I just wanted too much to happen in so little amount of words, and it's just not happening that way. So I really need to dial it back and really get in touch with what really matters. What is it that I'm really trying to say in this story, and not let the characters or the subplots run away and deter us from the main point or the themes of the book. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's like 30 to 40 mile per hour winds outside right now. I'm really shocked we haven't lost power. But if you hear weird noise in the background, that's what that is. I'm ready to run book 1 through its third draft, and it may take me a little longer because this time I actually have a game plan. I'm not just trying to kind of edit the words that are already there. I actually have feedback that I can implement and change in this draft, so it's going to feel maybe more frustrating and a little more difficult than the second draft was, but it will feel more purposeful and like things are really coming along as I make these changes. So I'm actually pretty excited about doing that and getting this book now in the hands of 3 new people where they can give me their constructive criticism, and hopefully I can move forward with this. And I will still also be submitting from chapter 18 on, because I'm at about the midpoint of the book now as far as what my local critique group has seen. So I will kind of be starting at the beginning and the middle and just kind of working my way like this through the chapters for my local group and now my online group. But it sounds to me like we're going to be uploading or submitting between 5,000 or 6,000 words every week to the online group. So that actually may start catching up with my local group before too long. So that's kind of exciting, and then I'll kind of be on the same page for both critique groups until probably this more weekly group is going to surpass that at some point. But I'm excited for what this means for the future. I'll bring you guys along with me for my very first vlog of this year. I'm excited to get back to my vlogging and my regular authortube schedule because this is my fun channel. My other channel, The Done Creative, is kind of my main channel, my big YouTube focus, but the Amanda Kiefer Dunn channel that you're watching right now is my more fun and passion project where I'm more kind of just documenting this journey for myself, and if other people get anything out of it, that's awesome. But along the way, I have met a lot of really cool other authortubers and some writer friends that are not on authortube, but they like to comment and stuff, and I've actually become friends with them kind of behind the scenes between here and Instagram and all the other social medias, and it's been fun, and I've really missed you guys and this authortube platform and talking about my writing, because the last month, I tell you, it was just pretty much all about survival rather than, we were surviving, not really thriving, but I'm ready to thrive in February, and I'm ready to bring you guys along with me if you want to come along for the ride. And thanks again, you guys, for all your likes and comments, shares, subscribes, and all the things. I hope to be more active, and I will bring you guys along for the ride. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.